Thanks Self-Haircut University for sponsoring this video. It's your man Alex, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys a full tutorial of my most recent mid-fade self-haircut. So to start off the self-haircut, I'm using my Babyliss trimmers and I'm putting in the first guideline. Now it's very critical that you get the first guideline correct because it sets the tone, it sets the foundation for the rest of the haircut, right? Every guideline you put in after this first guideline is basically going to be following in parallel what each previous guideline was. So however you put in, right, the curvature of the line, whether it's straight, whether it's curved, however you put in this first line will completely dictate the outcome of the self-haircut. So take your time, be patient, and make sure you do a really good job at making this line exactly how you want it to be. Now for the next guideline, I'm using the no guard lever open and I'm going up ½ inch from the previous guideline, and I'm making sure that on both sides, left side, right side, and back of my head are ½ inch, right? Everything is even all around my head. And a good tip is to make sure you're running through the guideline with the clipper multiple times, right? 5 times, 10 times to make sure that you've cut all of the hair and that everything is even. So to do the beard really quick, I'm using the no guard lever open and I'm gradually closing the lever as I'm going up my beard, right? So I'm starting lower down my beard with the lever open and I'm gradually closing the lever as I get toward the part where I put in the initial guideline using my trimmer. So to get back to the haircut, I'm using the no guard lever halfway and I'm going up halfway between the guideline. So I put in a ½ inch guideline before and I'm just going up maybe halfway in that guideline with the no guard lever halfway. And this is basically just going to soften up that bottom hard line. And then after I use the lever halfway open, I'm going to close it and I'm going to drop the clipper a little bit lower in that section and try to flick out that bottom hard line. And now to completely get rid of the hard line, I'm just going to be going in with my trimmers and using the corners to flick out that hard line. Remember, the first guideline was done using the trimmers, and if you need to go back and use the trimmers to get rid of the hard line because you're still seeing it, go back to that first guideline with the trimmers and use the corners to knock out the hard line. Now using the number 1 guard lever open, I'm going up ½ inch from the previous guideline, and as I'm going up ½ inch, I'm going to be dragging the clipper slightly off my head to remove any excess bulk right above that ½ inch. And just to let you guys know, this is a more advanced level self haircut, right? Skin fades in general are not an easy haircut to give yourself, right? I've got plenty of beginner and intermediate haircuts listed in a playlist in the card section above. But if you are a beginner, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't paralyze yourself with an expert level self haircut like this one if you're just starting out. And now, still using the number 1 guard, just go in and close the lever completely and soften up that bottom hard line. So now I'm going back to the no guard lever open and I'm going to be using the corners to flick out that bottom hard line. Remember, the previous guideline that we put was with the no guard lever open. So now if we need to completely get rid of that hard line, we can go back to that same exact guard, same exact lever position, use the corners and flick out that bottom hard line. Before we continue with the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Self Haircut University. The goal of SHU is to help you overcome your self-haircut fears and become an expert self-haircutter in less than 6 months. Learning this skill set will save you $1,000 to $3,000 per year for the rest of your life. Because we all know barbershops today are getting more and more expensive and taking up too much of our meaningful time. Within 72 hours of joining SHU, I will personally be hosting a coaching call with you directly to discuss a plan of action to get you started on the right track. With over 100,000 followers across all platforms, video testimonials, and 14 years of self-haircut experience, there's no better person with more passion than myself to guide you through this self-haircut journey. To get started before the next price increase, go to selfhaircutuniversity.com or click the first link in the description to start today. Thank you, Self Haircut University, for sponsoring this video. So for this haircut in particular, I wanted to do a mini experiment by using the thinning shears over comb before the 1.5 guard to blend in and go up to the next guideline. So I used the thinning shears over comb and it did a good job blending, but the transition from light to dark was still very bold. And I think the thinning shear over comb didn't do a good enough job to make the transition less. So you'll see I ended up going back to the 1.5 guard anyway to finish the blend and do it correctly. This is definitely a little bit more of an advanced tip, but sometimes I like to use my thinning shears and basically point cut with the thinning shears and try to smack any of those hard lines, any bulky areas, just trying to hit them with the tips of the scissors and remove any of those bulky areas. And so now going back to the 1.5 guard lever open, I'm just going to be going up 1/2 inch, going right where I was just at with the thinning shears. And I'm just going to try and do my best to go up 1/2 inch and make that section of the hair a little bit lighter so that the fade has a little bit more gradients to it. So now using the number 2 guard lever open, I'm just going to be going up at a 90-degree angle, perpendicular with the ceiling, going straight up and off my head to blend in the hair by my part line. So now that the haircut is pretty much complete, I'm just going in and running my hands through my hair and combing it into the direction that I usually like to style it, right? Pushing the hair down towards the back of my head, doing the little side sweep motion that I give my haircut. For the most part, I'm not going to be putting in any product, so I just want to do this to make sure that I did a good job cutting and I don't need to go back and do any detail work with scissors. So using a headband is optional, but because my hair is a little bit longer, I like to use the headband to keep my hair in place. But going in for the lineup, I'm just going to be using my Babyliss trimmers again and pretty much pushing my hairline into a straight line. So I'm starting away from the hairline and I'm using the back blade of the trimmer and pushing up into exactly where I want that line to be, right? So I'm not gonna push my hairline back. I'm not doing anything crazy. Literally all I'm doing is finding that natural curvature where my lineup usually is, and I'm just straightening it and making it cleaner. But you guys, this is the self haircut full length tutorial. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know in the comment section what you thought. Make sure you leave a like, share this video with a friend, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Otherwise, check out the links in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.